It's like people aren't grounded. That's the word I need to use. A lot of people aren't actually grounded. My nigga, just because you go out there and plant your feet doesn't mean you're grounded, bro. Yes, you're getting the benefits from grounding your feet with the earth, XYZ. But that doesn't mean you're actually grounded in reality, my nigga. Yo, peace and high vibes. What's good with y'all? It's your man DM9 back with another production. Y'all see by the title what we finna get into. Turn on my post notice to keep up with me. And yeah, man, we gonna get into this spiritual psychosis and falsehood in the spiritual community. So look, for those who don't already know me, if you're not already familiar with me, you ain't been following me for a while, I blew up on TikTok like 2022, and I was making spiritual vids on TikTok. It was I personally call it the spiritual bubble. You feel me? It was a complete uproar in spiritual content and spiritual creators making content. A lot of motherfuckers blew up and then just seemingly out of nowhere disappeared. TikTok took that shit out the algorithm. They really was on some shit like, all right, niggas is learning just a little too much. Hold the fuck up, pump the brakes. You feel me? But yeah, I was in that shit. And while I was in it, yeah, I was making good videos. I was dropping real wisdom like y'all see on my page now. But I was also making like conspiracy type content. I was theorizing a lot. I was trying to piece some shit together and figure out the world, being a truth seeker and things of that nature. And ultimately, all that content does is fear monger. Even though God knows your heart, even though you mean well, all it's really doing is fear mongering. Once again, I'm doing a video and my bottom lip feel dry as shit. Hold on. Ironically, 111 on the clock as I'm doing this. But yeah, all that's doing is fear mongering. And all it really does is it leads to spiritual psychosis because, yes, you might have opened your mind and realized the world ain't what it seems. You realize everything is not what it seems. You ultimately lose your grip on reality. You know what I'm saying? You lose your grip on reality. You lose your sense on what's real, what's fake. And ultimately, you kind of just start making shit like that ass. You just start making shit up to suit uh, your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your disconnection. You start making shit up to suit and comfort your disconnection from reality. Because this is something that is very prevalent with spiritual people and in the spiritual community is people are very disconnected from the physical world and earth in a sense. Like people aren't grounded. That's the word I need to use. A lot of people aren't actually grounded. My nigga, just because you go out there and plant your feet doesn't mean you're grounded, bro. Yes, you're getting the benefits from grounding your feet with the earth, XYZ. But that doesn't mean you're actually grounded in reality, my nigga. That doesn't mean you're actually grounded. A lot of people shun the fact that they have an ego. Listen, there's no escaping this shit. You are this is something that a lot of spiritually psychotic people in the spiritual community don't understand and try to shun and act like isn't a thing. You have an ego. You are a fucking human on earth. Yes, you are a spiritual being and your soul is infinite and knows no bounds except when you are awake and walking this fucking earth. You are a third dimensional being and you know the bounds of that third dimensional being. It's simple as that. And once you accept that, that's when you actually become grounded in reality because a lot of people shun the fact that they have an ego. There's no escaping the fact that you have an ego. You have a body and a name. You have something that you identify with in this world. That is an ego. And anytime you have an ego death, it's like a snake shedding its skin. Okay, you drop this perspective, you drop this persona, you drop this ego, and now you say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. That's just a new ego that you're taking on. You might not see it as that, but it's just a new ego that you're establishing for yourself. And when people don't recognize the fact that they have an ego, that is adding to the spiritual psychosis. Now let's talk about the paranoia that goes around. The paranoia with everyone thinking like your parasympathetic nervous system and your whole nervous system is out of whack. You're in a constant state of stress and you don't even realize it. You're in a constant state of fear, stress, and anxiety because you think you got the world figured out. You think the world is such a grim and dark place. You think everything is killing you. You think nothing is good for you. You don't trust anything or anybody. You think demons are walking around at all times. You think you see the darkness in everybody. You are walking around in a constant state of fear, paranoia, and anxiety. You are not a high vibrational being. You are a low vibrational, you're a low vibrational, paranoid fraud walking around thinking that you're some high vibrational being. It's not the case. I hate to break it to you, but I love to say it. That is not the case. All right. How can you consider yourself to be high vibrational when you're always anxious, when you're always in a state of fear that you can't even recognize? You're always in a state of paranoia that you don't even recognize. You think it's just you understanding and peeping the world around you. No, the real way you want to go about this shit is learn about how the world works. Understand, like, that's why I don't discount that phase of my life. I don't discount my own spiritually psychotic phase because I know how it served me. I didn't completely leave that shit and act like the world is what it seems to be. No, I learned about how we've been lied to. I learned about how certain water and food and XYZ isn't good for me and how they're trying to dim your spirit and disrupt your own endocrine system. I learned about how they try to suppress your spirit. I understand that and I move accordingly, but I don't live in a constant state of fear and anxiety about how the world works. Is this making sense to y'all? Are y'all jacking this? Leave a like if you are. Comment what you think. All right, because the people that's making this type of content, the fear mongering content. Oh, did y'all hear that AI is? Oh, I heard the politicians are all aliens and oh, like niggas making this type content. Oh, the eclipse is gonna bring the end of the world. Oh, like, bro, niggas making this type content is adding to the fucking problem. Niggas are eating off selling water to whales because when you're fresh to spirituality, and this is the thing, a lot of motherfuckers that are making this content, they're not some spiritually advanced people. Trust me. Trust me. All right. Niggas might be tapped in, and that's another topic I gotta get to actually. Let me add that to the list right now. What it means to be tapped in and a chosen one. All right, so niggas might actually be tapped in and niggas might actually be chosen, but a lot of the motherfuckers that you see start making content, they're spiritually knowledgeable, but they're not one of them ones. They're not tapped in for real. They're not a chosen one, as y'all might refer to them as. They're just spiritually knowledgeable. Listen, y'all, I'm somebody, I got pretty up there with the spiritual content. Niggas recognize me, feel me? I got pretty up there. I done met some niggas. Some niggas are tapped in. Some niggas are really one of them ones. But please understand, they've only been aware and awake for 2-3 years now, 4 maybe, 5 maybe. When niggas was making content, I know for me, I was fresh to this shit. I was new. Why the fuck would y'all listen to a new person on how things work? Listen, like I said, the ones who are actually tapped in, they spill some real spiritual game, but they aren't what you really don't meet your heroes in a sense. That's what I'm getting at, because you can pedestalize them and you can look at them as prophets and like they're really like there's something just egregiously and extremely special about these people when they're just, for lack of better words, and I mean, hell, they might even say this about themselves as well, they just regular niggas, bro. They just regular fucking people on this shit. They just so happen to be tapped in. They just so happen to be tapped in and chosen enough to share their insight and wisdom with the world. But it's probably because of how we come from, or how a lot of people come from, a religious mindset When you see somebody preaching wisdom, you look at them as speaking the gospel. You start looking at them as prophets. You start, you, Jesus walks. You start looking at them like that, nigga. You start looking at them like they're not a person, and you pedestalize them and you make them more than what they actually are. Like, niggas know, if you're not already sharp, one of my right-hand men, spiritual soul brother for real, my man Rel. Yo, Rel Chosen. Nigga tapped in. He is one of them ones. He will tell you himself, bro, he's fucking 21. He's still new to this shit. He's still a young nigga, bro. He'll tell you this himself. He's not no fucking prophet. He's not no fucking monk. And I'm using him as an example because y'all do this with a lot of spiritual creators or motherfuckers who preach wisdom. Y'all do this with a lot of them. Is you put this identity on them that does not belong to them. They were never what you wanted them to be. They were always who they are. But because of your perspective, maybe you come from religion, you prophetize them. I don't know if that's a word, but I'll make it one. I'm going to Google it. Hold on. Bitch, I got a vocabulary. Fuck is you talking about? I'm good with my words. Etymology ass nigga. Prophetize. Oh, nigga, it's a word. Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind. It can also mean to act as a prophet. Yeah, nigga, stop playing. It's a fucking word, nigga. I'm good with my vocab, boy. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Was always good in English class. But yeah, bro, y'all can prophetize them and make them something that they never were. All right, so I'm saying this to say, motherfuckers are regular people, bro. And that's a problem with the spiritual community is there's falsehood going around where people are parading as something that they aren't actually. And then there's falsehood in the sense of y'all are putting a persona and identity on people that was never truly aligned with them. They're just tapped in. They have their own problems. They have their own growth that they need to go through. Now, what do I think it means to be a chosen one? What do I think it means to actually be tapped in? I think what it actually means to be tapped in, to be a chosen one, is you have a channel open with God, Allah, the creator, however you want to refer to him, right? You have a channel open with God that naturally exists there, that is active, that is fast, that is always at work. You have a naturally existing, a naturally active channel with the source. That's what I think it means to be tapped in. Niggas who aren't tapped in, they have to work harder to open up that channel and get more downloads, as y'all would call them, and get more downloads and get more wisdom and just get more insight and have a more active and fast acting channel with God. All right, but they might come on social media, they might come on the internet spewing all this spiritual knowledge and coming off as somebody who's tapped in, who's a chosen one, who just has this divine channel with the source. But when you look at their behavior, when you look at their actions, when you look at their character, when you actually meet them people, you'll realize, bro, this motherfucker is spiritually immature as fuck. This motherfucker has SAD, spiritual arrested development. Y'all know what it means to have arrested development, bro? I'm gonna read off the definition from Google. Yo, I need to start streaming, bro. Y'all see how much I be referencing my computer? Y'all just hear the typing. Y'all don't see the screen, though, nigga. Fuck with me. Arrested development is a term used to describe when a person's physical or mental development stops prematurely. So, physical or mental development, mind, body, and soul, nigga. Spiritual development as well. When somebody just stops developing spiritually, yo, it is a real thing. And these motherfuckers who are only spiritually knowledgeable, some of them have spiritual arrested development. And you can see it in their character when you actually meet them niggas. And then another thing you can talk about, I already talked about how people come online parading as spiritual, but let's talk about spiritual ego as well. When motherfuckers, me and my man Rel, we call this shit dressed up energy. When somebody dresses up, they throw on the crystals, they throw on the copper, they throw on all the spiritual, high vibratory and colorful clothing, start blasting frequencies and all that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? This is no knock to the power of these things. Oh, let me add that to the video as well. Forgot about it. Because these things are only as powerful as the power that you give it from the power of your mind and belief. Nigga, let me add this to the list as well. External tools are only as powerful as you make them. This right here is an example of an open channel with God, nigga. This right here is an example of being tapped in. Nigga, this wasn't scripted. I just came on here and started talking, and then the video started outlining itself as the downloads came. Open and active channel with God, nigga. Me right here, I got a high Wi-Fi speed with my man, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? But yeah, spiritual ego. All right, when people show themselves as with all the crystals, copper, all these external things to create the ego of somebody who is spiritual, but just because you create that ego of someone who's spiritual doesn't mean you're actually doing the shadow work to heal yourself and grow as a soul in this incarnation. A lot of people are parading around as something that they are not actually. You know the astrology, you know XYZ, you're into all of this, that, the third, whatever it may be. You know all the external tools, yet you have no internal tools to rebuild the damage that your soul has gone through in this incarnation. The life that you chose to heal from, but you aren't doing the actual work. You just want to come off as somebody who is. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound and saying, I'm stuck on Band-Aid's brand cause Band-Aid's stuck on me. I'm stuck on Band-Aid's brand cause Band-Aids help heal me. It's not fucking healing you, nigga. You got shot. You have real work to do. I ain't gonna lie, that was good as shit just now. No bullshit. Toot my own horn, nigga. Pat my own back. That was low-key a good reference, nigga. On who? But yeah. You show all you try to come off as somebody who's healed. You try to come off as somebody who's done the work, as somebody who's fine, but you have not really worked. You haven't done any of the actual work to heal in this life. And then let alone the fact that you're coming off as somebody who's so highly spiritual and high vibratory, yet you don't even have the channel open with God. You have no communication. You have no spiritual practices for real. Or you fuck around and do the spiritual practices. You try to do all of these things and yet you're still not doing the work. Faith with what does that nigga neroknowledge say? Spirituality without work is vanity. I need to watch this video. I forgot how it goes. But having all these spiritual beliefs, faith without work is work done in faith without work. God damn it, I can't get this shit down. Faith without work is redundant. Faith without work is trivial. I'm gonna just make it my own quote. Faith without work is trivial. Faith without work is redundant. It leads to nothing besides more delusional faith. Faith without work ultimately turns into delusion. There we go. I got it together. Now, the next thing, and probably the last thing I'm gonna talk about, unless something else unfolds from this, is how external tools are only as powerful as you make it. All right. The real power in this shit is your mind. Okay. If you ask me, spirituality and spiritual things are the things that are unseen, being your spirit, your soul, and your mind and thoughts, and the beliefs that you carry. Ultimately, I believe that the beliefs you have create the reality you experience. So, somebody who doesn't believe in crystals will never experience the power of crystals. Someone who doesn't believe in some type of spiritual tool and its ability will never experience that tool's ability to heal, to do whatever it might be. But if you do believe in it, ultimately your belief gives it the power because your mind and your beliefs is the creator of your reality. For example, somebody who believes, and this is going to be the topic of my next video, somebody who believes that wealthy people are inherently evil and no good and just these bad and malevolent forces on the planet, you will never be a wealthy person, because your beliefs that wealthy is evil is going to keep you from ever being, you're never going to be something that you don't like. You're never going to be something that you disapprove of. You're always going to be what you think is righteous. So your belief that being wealthy is evil and malevolent, or that all these billionaires are fucked up people, every billionaire in the world has to be some fucked up person. Okay, bet. You're going to be lower income. You're going to be lower class your whole life. And you're going to be mad at the rich while you fantasize to have the life that they experience. I thought I was done. I thought I was done. I figured, I think I explained that well enough. I feel like I don't need to dive too much deeper onto that. I thought I was done. No, I do have one more thing to say. Just because you, oh, I don't eat meat anymore. I don't eat chicken, pork, fish. I don't eat GMO foods. Oh, I don't eat fast food anymore. Yeah, strictly plant-based. If it doesn't have a 9 on it, then I'm not eating it. If you you can start doing all of that. You can, oh no, I don't drink anymore. It has spirits. Oh, you see how I'm talking with like a pretentious tone, because that's how a lot of spiritual egoic motherfuckers be. Oh, I don't drink anymore, actually. And yeah, you want me to go to the club? Oh, pish posh. No. Demons floating around, alcohol, spirits, Jezebel woman, succubus energy. Oh, lustful vibes. No. You can move in that type of time and all you want and still be of a lower vibration than somebody who does everything that you just disproved of, because you still might shame yourself for, you still might not be happy with what you have in life. You still might not be grateful for what God has given you. You still might shame yourself and be doing actions outside of what you just named that you aren't proud of, and you might still be existing on a lower vibration than somebody who does everything you just disproved of, all because of how they believe their actions and what they do affect them. They don't think it's harming them. They're completely happy and proud of what they have in life, and their vibration shows that. They can be way more euphoric than you, and they still eat steak every fucking day of their life and go out to the club every weekend, Friday, Saturday, fuck around, see me on Thursday too. Drink 4 times a week. All of these things that you just named that you think brings you down, even speaking with a pretentious tone, like you're above people. Ultimately, your vibration is low as shit. You're stuck in the ego more than you even know, because you think you're better than motherfuckers. While that other person, they don't think they better than nobody. They enjoy what the fuck they do. They enjoy their life. They enjoy their habits, all of this shit. They might not be the richest motherfucker in the world, but they probably got more money than you because they not afraid to work a job, nigga. You might think is, oh, and I was this person at one point too. Oh, I'm a free spirit. I'm not working a job. Quite frankly, you ain't gonna meet a wealthy person in this world who didn't work to attain some capital and invest what they attain. So, you know what I'm saying? You can have the perspective that you do. This other motherfucker who working a job, doing all these habits that you disproved of, they don't shame themselves at all in life. Fuck around. Yeah, they might not be, this might be where their soul is in their journey, but they not mad at it, eh? Meanwhile, you mad as fuck at the world. Oh, I ain't even get into that. Them motherfuckers who be, them spiritually paranoid motherfuckers who be mad as fuck at the world, hate how things work. You ain't come to no acceptance with the world that you live in, and you just always frustrated. You living in a low vibration, nigga, while that ignorant motherfucker is truly living in bliss. So don't think that just because you do this thing, you're into these spiritual things, or you carry yourself like this. It's all about your beliefs on what it is that you're doing that creates your vibration. I'm gonna end the video there, man. I had to go on this spiritual rant, bro. I was once in this spiritual community. I was once deep in this shit. If you ask me with where I'm at now in my journey, and once again, I'm only 3 years in now. Yeah, I'm only 3.5, maybe 4 years in now. Yeah, I'm an old soul. I'm tapped in. I'm one of them ones. Fuck you, timid. But if you ask me what spirituality means to me in this moment, if it's not awareness of your ego, if it's not awareness of the frequency you live on and the beliefs that you carry, it's not real spirituality, bro. It's not. You can be that monk ass nigga. You can be on semen retention for 2,764 days and still just be low vibrational because you might not be happy with what you have in life. So I'm gonna end the video there, y'all. Y'all like this joint to get me in the algo. Comment what you think. Subscribe if you fuck with me. We out. Oh wait, be sexually responsible. Watch the weed you're smoking, cause shit be laced out here. Now we out.